dear guests, dear friends, I welcome you in the name of the Institute of Landscape Ecology of Slovak Academy of Sciences and on behalf of the organizers of the Congress that are Faculty of Natural Sciences, Comenius University, IALE-Europe and Czech Association for Landscape Ecology. I am glad that we have possibility to meet in these nice premises of Comenius University, and we are thankful to the faculty and to that we have the opportunity to use these nice and reconstructed properties. So the Congress was assigned to us by IALE-Europe, and we are glad for that they decided in this way, because this is not only possibility for a scientific program, for meeting and for professional discussions, but it is also opportunity to promote our country, our city. And we will do it. In our social events, and also during the excursion, we will show you our beautiful country. We will show you some part of the cities and also our traditions. And first part of this you will see today evening. So, as for the city of Bratislava, some of you will be in the excursion that is going to the city, but for others, I recommend really to visit the city center individually. Bratislava has a rich history, and the city center is beautiful, is nice, but is also small, so it is possible to visit it also during the short time it is limited. And professional or scientific program of the Congress will start tomorrow, but today we have more relaxing time, so it is time for meeting of old friends or colleagues, but also to meet new colleagues. So I wish you pleasant and nice evening today, and to us all I wish good and successful Congress in next days. So cheers.
Thank you. Let me introduce the Slovak Fund Master.
Smutný vlčok vije, prišla k nemu líška. Oj, vlčok, čože ti je? Vlčok, čože ti je? Na zelenej pažiti, oj 7 párov volov, nečakaj mama milá, oj dneska večer domov.
Please attention. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizing team, I warmly welcome to the IALE-2025 European Landscape Ecology Congress. We are delighted that you have found the time to join us. Let me begin by introducing our first speaker, Director of the Institute of Landscape Ecology of Slovak Academy of Sciences, where the Institute is the main organizer of this event. Please.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, dear colleagues, welcome to Bratislava. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of our organizers and the Institute of Landscape Ecology of the Slovak Academy of Sciences to the European Landscape Ecology Congress. We are honored that our Congress is held under the patronage of the Bratislava Southern region and the city of Bratislava. The mayor of Bratislava, Mr. Matúš Val, was unfortunately unable to attend the opening of our Congress, but I am glad to welcome here the chairman of the Bratislava South Governing Region, Mr. Jurek. It is my pleasure also to welcome representatives of co-organizers of the Congress. Professor Werner van Ettervelde, President of the IALE-Europe, Professor Dr. Markéta Šantušková, Vice President of IALE, and representing also Czech Society for Landscape Ecology, and Professor Petr Fedor, Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences of the Comenius University in Bratislava. I would like specifically thanks to faculty and personally to Professor Fedor for the opportunity to organize the Congress in this beautiful, pleasant and newly renovated premises of the faculty. I welcome also our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor László Miklós and Professor Mark Mezger. This year, the Congress is taking place in Slovakia, a country with a rich tradition of landscape ecology. The first institution in Slovakia that was focused to landscape research was founded as early as 1965, it means 60 years ago, under the name Institute of Landscape Ecology of the Slovak Academy of Sciences. It was pioneering act by its founder, Professor Milan Ružička. Professor Milan Ružička is a unique personality of Slovak science and internationally recognized natural ecologist and landscape ecologist. During decades of his work, he built Slovak School of Landscape Ecology. He placed great emphasis on international cooperation and started in 1967 organizing international symposia on landscape ecology, which are still held today. During the period of divided Europe, they were a rare opportunity for scientists from the West and East to meet. And this was probably the main reason why the International Association of Landscape Ecology was founded at 6th Symposium held in 1982 in Piešťany in Slovakia. And Professor Milan Ružička became the first vice president of IALE. You can learn more about the landscape ecology in Slovakia in the keynote lecture of Professor Miklós after the opening ceremony, and details can be found also in brochure that is available at IALE's desk in the Congress Hall. I am glad that after the difficult period of COVID that forced our Polish colleagues to hold the previous Congress online, we now have the opportunity to meet in person. It is up to us to use this opportunity to gain new knowledge and contacts, to discuss current topics and plan for the future. I believe that this Congress can be impulse for further cooperation in landscape ecology. It is very nice to see a large audience here. We are very pleased. On the other hand, this rich participation represents a challenge for us because this Congress is the largest event we have ever organized. I hope that we succeed to manage this task. I wish you a nice stay in Bratislava in Slovakia and to all of us good and inspiring Congress. And now I would like to ask the chairman of the Bratislava Self-Governing Region, Mr. Juraj, for his speech.
Morning, everyone. I think my text is too small for my eyes, but I will help myself in the most practical way. Distinguished Madam Organizer, distinguished professors, distinguished Madam Vice President, of course the honorabilities, Mr. Dean and other members of the Professorial College of this great Bratislava schools. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our region. Allow me to warmly welcome you at this international event. It's an honor for me to take patronage of the Congress and I am pleased that this event is not only about sharing knowledge, but above all seeking joint solutions to the challenges that we face as a result of global changes. The loss of biodiversity, deforestation, excessive environmental pollution, and climate change are realities that affect each and every one of us, in Slovakia, including Bratislava region. These challenges are very tangible. They threaten our health, our economy, and the quality of life in our towns and villages. This is no longer a question of the future. It's an urgent matter which happens today, and in some instances yesterday was too late. And it is precisely landscape ecology that provides us with not only to protect the landscape, but to also actively shape it so that it becomes more resilient, healthier, and more sustainable for all of us. On this path, all of us play a crucial role. The state, the regional and local governments, academia, as well as the private sector. Mutual cooperation is key to ensuring that we can provide our citizens with a safe, healthy, and prosperous environment also for the generations ahead of us. Despite these challenges, we are convinced that solutions do exist, and we can find them precisely through cooperation between science, public administration, private sector, and civil society. This is why we highly value the fact that Congress is being held here in Bratislava. It's an opportunity for us to learn from the world's leading experts, to share experiences and to bring new approaches into our daily work. Let me conclude by expressing my belief that this Congress will not only be a place for scientific discussion, but also a space for inspiration and for building partnerships that will continue to a healthier, more resilient, and more sustainable landscape in the Bratislava region, in Slovakia, and across Europe. Last but not least, I would like to ask your distinguished group of people. You are like an elite legion. You are scientists. You work with the facts. We live at a time where some of the people living among us do not appreciate your work. And I think you need to raise your voice and be heard much better. It's very difficult to battle anti-system opinions and to battle those who detest science. Science shows their weakness, but in your hands is the science and also the need to popularize science and convince the young generation that we need to work with the facts. Thank you very much for your help in this.
Thank you very much. We kindly invite the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences of Comenius University, Bratislava. We sincerely thank the faculty for hosting the Congress and for providing the facilities. Please welcome the Professor Peter Feller.
Dear colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me begin with a short passage from Herodotus, a well-known historian and geographer who, when describing tribes north of the Danube River, wrote, "The Thracians say that beyond the Danube River there is a land so full of beasts that it is practically uninhabitable." Well, this short statement, this short passage, has two cardinal points for us. First of all, because it's not true, that Herodotus has never been here. He's never visited this region here, and it's funny because he was writing about it, was describing it. And then, secondly, it reminds us that this nature of this region here has always been a part of human imagination and scientific curiosity, even since antique times. And as an ecologist, because I'm an ecologist as well, although insect ecologists dealing with alien species and biological invasions, I think we cannot rest smiling at this, let's say, Herodotus biological observation, yes, as a reminder that even 25 centuries ago, people were amazed by the nature of this region. Well, Bratislava, the capital, itself has a long historical tradition of natural sciences and natural history going back to the 15th century. Towards the University of Istropolitana, one of the earliest universities in Central Europe. And the modern Faculty of Natural Sciences, Comenius University, you're just sitting, deeply follows this historical tradition, fostering excellence in science, education, as well as international cooperation. I can say that our faculty is one of the most reputable institutions here in Slovakia, being well recognized internationally, and scientific structure spans across biology, chemistry, geography, geology, and of course, as you can see, environmental sciences and ecology. And in the branches, the fields that are not only to describe foundation of nature, but also provide useful solutions for many key challenges, for many key moments, such as climate change mitigation. As a dean of the faculty, and once again as an insect ecologist, I feel a strong connection with the mission of your symposium, and I'm very happy that you are here because the knowledge of environment, landscape, biodiversity, nature is very useful for understanding and safeguarding the environment. And so it's a big pleasure, big honor for me to welcome you here to this faculty, to your International Symposium on Landscape Ecology. I'm very happy that hosting such a community of scientists and experts is a big privilege of our faculty or university generally. What I have to underline is that I do really apologize if any inconvenience you might feel, maybe due to ongoing reconstruction works, because it takes some time. So I really appreciate your understanding as we continue to improve the facilities of the faculty. But I think that there won't be any problems. So I wish you really fruitful discussions, inspiring presentation, of course, new partnership, and may you also enjoy the hospitality of our faculty of Bratislava and natural, of course, historical and cultural heritage of Slovakia. So once again, welcome to Bratislava, welcome to our faculty, and thank you very much.
Our conference is held in cooperation with the International Association for Landscape Ecology, and it is now a pleasure to welcome the President of IALE, Professor Werle van Eetvelde, who will address us on behalf of the association.
Thank you. I'm pleased here. Dear all, dear colleagues, dear friends, welcome. I think you're very welcome here at the IALE 2024 European Conference. And I'm very honored to stand here in front of you as the current president of IALE-Europe, which is the European Association of Landscape Ecology. And we are part of the big association of IALE. And I address you here not only on behalf of me, but on behalf of the executive committee. And every 4 years, the European conference is organized. And since the foundation of IALE-Europe in 2009, in the conference in Salzburg, the European chapter took the traditions also from the previous conferences to facilitate these meetings. Building on the traditions of the earlier European conferences, and some of you might have participated a long time ago, or even also we are building and sometimes also going back to the first meeting here in Slovakia where Lubos also referred to. So since Salzburg, we went to Manchester in 2013, in Ghent in 2017, and virtually, we traveled kind of to Warsaw in 2022 when we had to organize a conference also online. But it's always an event to look forward to, and I think that I can speak also for my colleagues from the executive committee that we're incredibly delighted to be here, and they know that I don't like that you write. I'm very honored and I'm delighted, but I think here it is really worthwhile to mention, because I think we are about with 450 registrations, and I didn't bring a medal, but it is, I think, one of the records for a European conference. So it's also nice to welcome you in that one. I invite you to look around and try to find both the familiar faces and the new faces. You're not here all 450, but some of you might know each other very well and might have seen each other maybe last week or on a regular basis. Some of you, for others, it might be the very first time that you're joining a IALE meeting or a IALE conference. Maybe inspired to join here because of the team, because of the city, because of, you want to know another community of landscape researchers. And I think it also shows the fact that IALE is a very interdisciplinary approach. I'm not sure if Mark will agree now with me after your talk, but I think if you would go around and ask not only where you come from, but what is your research topic, it might be very diverse, but it is also uniting us. And then for some of you, you might attend for the very first time on an international conference, and then I'm specifically thinking of the PhD students and the young or early career researchers that are here. And at the end of the conference, I think you will recognize much more faces than now. And it's also that I think that is one of the key issues for me to come to the conference. Yesterday afternoon, we started next to the conference, or in association with the conference, with the PhD course. And there are 12 students that registered for that very intensive week. And we explained them, well, this is how the conference is organized, this is how you can participate, or how can you select out of the many sessions the topics that are interested for you. And in the discussion, one of the students was asking us, how do you select a conference? So why do you decide to go to IALE? And I think the answer of us was very like this, but also in the coffee breaks. So we kind of encouraged the students also to talk to you, we triggered them, and they got like a small task, and we asked them to at least talk with one person from the conference. It would be impossible to have the conference, also in this very nice atmosphere and building, and there are the local organizers, and it's maybe too early to say thank you, but I think they did a lot of work also behind the scenes, and as was mentioned already before, also the building was under construction until last week, so I think we might be one of the first that are using some of the rooms. So thank you very much for that, and we were looking forward to that. So it's clear, I think, that the community is something that we have to create together. We are a diverse group of people, but everyone has a say, and everyone can get engaged in the community of IALE in one way or another. You can become a member, that's one thing. You might see people as the ambassadors of IALE asking you, don't you want to become a member of IALE? So I would say, yes, just do it. And tomorrow, late afternoon, we have the General Assembly of the European chapter. I invite all of you to participate in it. You don't have to be a member, but it's also a way to get introduced in what we are doing. And also, I think it's important to think ahead and see, okay, this is how we see the future of IALE. So you all participate in one way or another to make the conference successful, and I very much welcome you to take part of this. I would say enjoy it, get inspired, and get engaged in the IALE community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. President, for kind words. And we would also like to welcome Dr. Margeta Šantušková, Vice President of the IALE.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and pleasure to be here and also invite you in the IALE-Europe Congress in Bratislava in the name of the IALE International and its President, Professor Milej Fan, and also in the name of IALE-CZ. I think that all important things said, so my speech will be only short. The story of the preparation of IALE-European Congress began 2 years ago, the IALE World Congress, and it was very nice collaboration work with colleagues from the Institute of Landscape Ecology of the Slovak Academy of Sciences, colleagues from the Faculty of Natural Sciences of Comenius University, and of course colleagues of IALE-Europe. And my pleasure and thank you for this opportunity to join IALE-CZ to this work and preparation of IALE-Europe Congress. Well said, it is too early to say thanks, but I think that I have to mention the huge work of the local organizing team because it was really huge work and I think that I wish you enjoy the Congress, you enjoy interesting lectures, meet interesting people, and also meet all the friends because like I said, IALE is a community, the community of landscape ecology. So I wish you fruitful Congress, make new professional relationships, but also new friendships. So thank you and have a nice day.
Speakers for their kind words, and now to conclude this opening session, we invite you to enjoy a brief musical performance featuring traditional Slovak folk instruments. We hope you will enjoy this short cultural moment with us.